You know what confuses me is the following. Those who are delusional because they're in the industry and they're saying that's not going to happen. There's a very big difference between power of positive thinking and not understanding that the paranoid survive. I believe you should read both books simultaneously. Read the book Power of Positive Thinking because it's good to have a positive attitude, but do not be delusional because you're in real estate and mortgages thinking, no, it's not going to happen. Year ago, rates were roughly 2.9%. In May, when Dave Ramsey called it fear porn, rates were at 5%. And today, rates are 7.5% for 30-year interest. And everyone's saying, it's not going to go to 7.5%. Never. What are you talking about? Do you realize from 1981 or 82, I don't know what the year was, for about 9 years straight, interest rates in America were above 10%.
Yep.
Can you pull that up, please? Do you realize this is the part where people are absolutely delusional. Go to the rates I sent you. No, it was one that just showed the charts. There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, this is Paul Volcker's Endless Halloween.
So check this out. Zoom in so everybody can see it. Let's first look at the first chart to the right, which what we've been used to for the last 20 years. Yeah, go to the right. No, don't worry about the stuff on the left. Okay, so what is it right now? Go a little lower. Okay, 2021, 2.96. 2010, 3. 3.9, 4.5, 3.9, 3.6, 3.8, 4.1, 3.9, 3.6. Oh, rates are cool. This is what we're used to. This is BS. This is a lie. 4.4, 4.6, 5. This is a lie. Then it's real. 6, 6, 6. Keep going. 6.3, 6.4. Go to 2005. Okay, 5.8, 5.8, 5.8. These are numbers that we need to stay around. 6.5, 6.9, 8. Now watch. This is 2000. We're at 8. 7.4, 6.9, 7.6, 7.8, 7.9, 8.3, 7.3. For a straight decade, it's around 7 plus, right? Now you got 1990. Just 32 years ago, it's at 10.13. It'll never crack 10%. It won't happen. Okay, go to 1989. Let's look at 89. Now watch what happens. So that's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep going. 11, 12. 12 straight years. 30-year fixed rates were above 10%.
Crazy.
Let me say this one more time. For 12 straight years, 30-year mortgage rates were above 10%, and people are saying it's not going to go to 10%.
All right. So hold on. I know you're chomping at the bit. You got to be. So the thing that he doesn't talk about, I mean, he's so passionate about this whole thing right now. But the thing he doesn't talk about is where inflation was at during those period of time. Go ahead.
Right.
What do you think about that?
So, I mean, that again, inflation was at like 18% or something. I mean, it was like, and we were coming off of an oil crisis. I mean, it was an entirely different time in the world than what we're in right now. We didn't have any of the tools, any of the experience that we've had. And quite frankly, not as much of our economy was driven by housing.
Right.
You know, as when recessions happen in our country, what is the first thing that they do to pull our country out of recessions? Is housing.
Yeah.
Housing employs, building homes, products for homes, the sale of homes. And you know, saying like you're delusional because you're in the mortgage business or you're in the real estate business.
You're biased.
Like I get it. And maybe I am, but I'm also, I have 20 years of experience in that business and studying and learning those markets and learning these things. And 32 years ago it was just such a different time.
Yeah.
To compare it to is wild.
Say it. Don't hold back. You know,
it doesn't to compare the economy from, in the early 80s in that area we were talking about, that was caused by what was happening in the 70s.
So, go ahead. So go ahead. I want to pull up inflation in, let's just look at an inflation, and I won't be able to show this on screen, but we can talk through it. Because mortgage rates follow inflation. I mean, this is the thing that people, again, I don't know if Patrick's people just aren't telling him this or not, but mortgage interest rates follow inflation. They always have, and they most likely will always do the same thing. So what I want to show people is, let's see, inflation rate chart. All right, so let's go back to this. Historic. This is back to 1914, all right? So check this out. I could have pulled it up on the computer probably. Actually, let's do that. Because we're not in a rush, we're not in a hurry, I'm going to pull this up on my computer. So let's look at this. Because this is the thing I think people are missing. You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, inflation was 14% in 1980.
Okay, so inflation rate chart. Let's check that out. Historic. All right, so I'm going to pull this up. Here's the good one. All right. So this goes back to what? Oh, that's not the one I want. Let's go back. We can go back to here. Let's go to. This is like the best way to do it, by the way.
Images?
Yeah, because then you can find what you need.
I appreciate that.
Yep. Let's see.
It's hard because inflation's such a hot topic now that there's no
Good data.
good data for it.
Oh, we'll find
There we
it.
go. What's that first one? Historical inflation rate by year.
1920. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's pull this up. All right. So this is the thing that. So he talks a lot about. Let's go to
1980s.
1980s. Okay. So right in this wheelhouse is when mortgage rates were I don't know, what did he say they were 12, 13% or whatever they were.
Like he was talking about 12 years of rates being 10%.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. No one's debating that. What I'm
Right.
debating in the lack of information being shared is, okay, well, what was inflation?
Right.
What was inflation for that whole entire time? Oh, let's look at that. Let's do the same thing he did. So let's just go back. So you got 8.9, 12.5, 13.2, right? You have inflation that is absolutely much higher than it is now. And
Right.
again, the argument is the only way rates go up the way that they were in the 80s is if inflation continues to go up.
Right.
You and I both and many others believe that inflation is on its way down.
Right.
So let me just share this one more time. As inflation goes down, what did mortgage interest rates do? Oh, that's right. They went down. So you can see as inflation went back up right here in 2022, mortgage rates follow inflation.
Right.
So that's the thing that's, I think, taken out of context when he shows, listen, historically, interest rates have been blah, 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 over 10% for 10 years. Yeah, so was inflation.
Right. And part of that, going back to what he was showing is in the Federal Reserve statement is they want to act swiftly.
Yeah.
And they want to stay on track right now before inflation is entrenched into our
That's
economy
right.
where you can't bring it down. So they're already on a path to where we're seeing inflation. It's slow, but year over year, it's coming down. Like while some of the numbers are higher than they were last year at this time, overall inflation is coming down.
That's right.
And we're at the very beginning of seeing the impact of what the Fed's actually doing.
Yeah.
So I get where he's coming. Like I get his logic. Like his logic makes sense, and I get that. And I've said it before. You can be an optimist, you can be a pessimist, but the data doesn't suggest that there's going to be sustained rates of 10% for 10 years. Could we get really bad data in 3 weeks and like all this bad news and have rates touch 9 or 10% for a day? Yeah, for sure. But to say it's going to be sustained for 10 years, and I don't think that's even going to happen, by the way, the 9 or 10%.
Sure.
But to say that interest rates are going to be sustained at 10%, it is paranoia.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's we'll do another video when we get some more data that comes out here soon, and we'll just keep our finger on the pulse and keep reporting the facts.
That's right.